About Man United Forest.
I mean, come on, go to him first, go on. I don't want to be biased.
2-0, 2 Rashford goals. They're just too good, and Forest are too passive.
He loves Rashford, man. I'm going to go Man United 3-1. I think Manchester United will still concede, especially defending like they did against Arsenal.
She meant a lot to the people at this club. I know you've not been here a long time, but you'll be aware of her legacy.
Yeah, you feel it today. It's a sad day. Everybody talks about Lady Cathy. I met her 7 years ago doing the internship. I was the lady behind the reception, and you feel it. The love, the way Darren Fletcher speaks about her. So it was a really important person here that represents everything this club is. The friendly, professional, taking care of everybody. So it's a sad day for us.
Looking ahead to tomorrow's game, are there any players back or unavailable? We haven't heard about Victor Lindelof or Johnny Evans for a while. What's the situation with them?
Johnny is still not training. Victor returned to training, but is not available for tomorrow. Maybe in the next game he'll be available. Licha and Kobe Minu returning for the team, so we are prepared for the game.
Ruben, it feels, first under Rude, then under you, that the club's made progress. But when Eric lost at West Ham, they were 14th, and now you're 13th. Do you feel as though that the improvement's not been translated into positions on the table or results yet?
Yeah, and it's hard because it's very competitive, this league, and change all the time with just one result. And sometimes when you are doing progress, you do so much, and then you see it just this kind of result, and we have to pass this phase. So I can feel it the same way, because before this Arsenal game, you guys were asking about the top 4, and now we return to this position. So nowadays it's like that. You have to manage expectation, and at the same time, when you have a bad result, you have to be calm and continue to do the job that we are doing.
Is that the key to it? Because tomorrow won't be an easy game, but you need a consistent run of results to go from 14th, 13th, 12th to 6th, 7th, 8th.
I think that is very clear. And if you see nowadays, in 1 week you have 3 games that can change the image of the team, the perception of the team, and the team in the table. So in 1 week you can change a lot. So it's like that. And we need to have consistency in the way we focus on the job, on training. And then the result you don't control, but you feel it that you have to win like 3 matches to see a big gap in the table.
Ruben, you make lots of changes from match to match so far, and obviously you've explained why. Are you any closer to understanding what your best lineup can be now?
More or less, yes. You have an idea, but then we have the problems that players returning without training, and then you have to manage the load. So we have always the same problem, and then you have to imagine and to understand what kind of player you have. Like Bruno Fernandes, you feel it against Arsenal. In the end, he was a little bit tired, but you know that he is going to recover very well. If you think about Manuel Ugarte, I know him for so long. I know that sometimes he needs a little bit more time. So we are in that process to know the players and try to manage that. But we are getting closer to an idea, yes.
Ruben, so many games for you already, very little time on the training pitches. But have you been impressed with how significantly United have improved out of possession? And is that then the foundation for you to build on?
I think that is a key point for us, and we have to understand our supporters. Just in 2 weeks, in 4 matches, you can understand that they just want to see effort. In the first moment, they just want to see effort. Then they want to win games, and after a while, with effort and winning games, they will want to see a very dominant team. And then this is the phases that we have to follow. This one is the easy one, is that effort, full sprint back, full sprint forward. and that is a key point for us. So our focus is a lot on that.
Every defeat can be a win if you turn it into a lesson. So what were the big ones you guys extracted from that Arsenal game?
It's really hard. I don't like. I learn the same, I think, with wins because I'm really focused on the performance. I learned a lot against Everton. We won 4-0, but you can see so many things that are wrong. I saw the same thing against Arsenal. Of course, we have to improve set pieces, and we try it in the indoor stadium. We spend there a lot of times, but then we need time to think about things. We don't have time to train sometimes our structure. We're past one. We have one game, the next recovery, and then the other game we have to prepare for the next opponent. So it's really hard to manage everything. But I feel when I see the team, we are improving in some certain aspects.
Ruben, you obviously your squad and the players coming back and they get themselves fit now. Are you learning about your players every single day, or are you learning more on a match day? Because you're changing the squad rotation quite a lot at the moment. Are you learning about your players moving forward of who you can trust on a weekly basis?
Yeah, I trust in every one of them. What I'm understanding in the training, in the games, and each position they play better. In what kind of situation is better for you, one guy or to another? These things I need to be close to them. I need to see the games in the dugout, as you say, not in TV. So I'm learning, and I think we as a staff are learning really fast what they are able to do or not. So we are trying to find out everything in a fast pace.
Okay, we'll now move on to the second section, embargoed until 10:30 p.m. tonight. Dave.
Hi, Ruben. No manager likes to lose games, but in a way, was that result against Arsenal a reality check and kind of reinforced what you told us on Monday about the storm coming? It's kind of managing expectations. Does that show everybody what the scale of the job that you've got on your hands here?
I think that is very clear. We are a massive club, but we are not a massive team. And we know it. It is no problem to say it. So we want to improve. We are in the different moment from Arsenal, but you can feel it during the game. I think we have to believe more, because we were not dominant in the game, but we are control the game. Not so many chances for Arsenal. Of course, a lot of set pieces, but we were okay, especially in the first half. So we had so good things in that moment, but you can feel it that there's so much to do. We need to be better in the final third. We have to create more danger. They have to feel it, and I felt that Arsenal have problems to block our build-up. But then when they were defending the goal, was quite comfortable for them. So we are learning these things and trying to improve in 2 days.
Just very quickly as well, your players all applauded the away fans at the end for their support. But Marcus Rashford, there's a video of him walking away and not acknowledging them. Have you had to speak to him about that at all? And do you obviously make sure your players give the right respect and applause to the away fans when they give you support?
Yeah, of course.
Particularly when you lose.
Yeah, we have to do it, especially when we lose. Not when we win, but when we lose, we are going to do that. Everybody has to do it, and it's going to be like that.
Hi, Ruben. You've alluded to it a couple of times about the need to improve the physical aspect, run more. Is this squad fit enough for you?
Yeah, the problem to be fit enough if they can cope with that. If they are used to do that in training, they will do that in games. So they are professional athletes. They can improve this. You cannot be faster, but you can run more with training. So we are in that path. We have to improve in training, then we improve in game. They will be able to do it because every coach has a different way of pressing. Sometimes they use more a low block. Then are some coaches that want to press higher, and that changed the load of the players during the game. So they are able to do it if they do in every single game and every single training.
Maybe it's a Portuguese thing, but Diogo and Bruno seem to hardly ever get injured and always available, always play, but other players You said recently they can only play 60 minutes or 70 minutes. Have you worked out why that's the issue?
No, that one's like Mason Mount is because they come from injury and they don't have a lot of training during the week. So sometimes they are recovering. If they don't play, they have to after the game they cannot run a lot during training because in 2 days they have a game and can be used. So it's really tricky in this moment to cope with everything. But they are improving. So, like I said, they will cope with the game. They are professional athletes and they will improve in that aspect. And then you have something that bonds with you. Bruno can recover really fast. Diogo Dalot, if I remember, in the past he had the same problems with injuries. So it's like they have to keep a lot of weeks or months without an injury, then it will be like easy for them.
Neil.
Eric became very frustrated with Marcus Rashford, knowing the great ability he has, but it not coming out on the pitch. Can you understand that frustration? Because we saw glimpses against Everton and then against Arsenal, he just wasn't there.
I prefer to focus on the whole squad. So we have a lot to improve, not just Marcus, but all the team. We can improve in every aspect of the game. Like I said before, I think the way we sprint back, we sprint forward, the way we fight is something that we have to be very clear with the team. This is the first point that we have to address, and then the tactical and the technical aspect came later. So it's not just Marcus, but everybody has to improve in that area.
Do you think the perception of the team has to change a little bit because it's Manchester? Everybody expects them to be in the top 2 or 3, but the team is actually probably where it should be because we've seen teams this season, 7-8 teams that are better than Manchester United. Do you think the perception has to change?
That will not change. That is really hard, and our players have to understand that this is a very difficult position. So we are not the best teams in this league, and that we have to say that and to think that clearly. But our past and our club is maybe the best one in the league. So we have here a problem, but we have to focus on the little things, the little details. If you think in everything, it will be a problem. Let's focus on the small details, and then we will improve as a team.
James.
Ruben, you said the fans in the first moment want to see that effort, and that's the easy bit. But a lot of fans would say, well, there's a new manager, it's understandable they're going to put that effort in early, but they haven't seen it consistently, that effort from this team. Running back, it always drops again. How do you guard against this team showing effort for the first few months, but then going back to their old habits?
Let's arrive there, and then we can have this discussion. I just want to talk about what I see. What I see, they are making an effort. There's a lot of room to improve. Changing that thing is sometimes you can say it is simple. It's just run, but something in the head of the players. We are doing that. They know it. Let's see in a few months what is the moment of the players.
For all the technical and the other aspects, if that effort and that desire to run both ways is not there, you're not going to be able to improve this team to the level. That has to happen.
It's impossible to win the Premier League without a team like that fight every moment, runs back, runs forward. That is impossible to win. If we want to win, we have to do it. So even with the best starting 11 in the planet, without running, they will not win nothing. So that is very clear. If you want to win the Premier League, we have to run like mad dogs. If not, we are not going to win. That's clear.
I think you said to David that maybe getting the Arsenal game, the belief of the players perhaps wasn't there just as much as you would like. If it's a technical improvement, you can do that on the training pitch, but if it's belief, that's up there in your head, I suppose. How do you solve that? How do you get the players to believe more that they can go and win that type of game?
They have to have also more information, what to do in the final third. we don't have time to do that. We try to do it in this because we saw it in the game. We try to do it on the pitch because you can understand that we had possession. One of the things that I said here since the beginning that we lose possession quite often now is the opposite. Sometimes we are near the box and we keep possession. So it's not just their fault. We have to give the next step. But sometimes we don't have time to address everything, like the strategy for the game and then the final third, how to manage with everything. So it's like everything. They have to believe it. Like if they will suffer in 1-against-1, they will have the same problems that we have, and also they have they need more information from the staff to improve that kind of qualities.
Last question, Laurie.
Hi Ruben. Ahead of the Everton game was a plan for players to wear special jackets in recognition of the Rainbow Laces campaign. That didn't happen, we understand, because Nusman Rawi declined and then the rest of the squad wanted to show solidarity with him. That left the Rainbow Devils, the AIDS LGBTQ plus sports group, disappointed. I just wondered, were you involved in those discussions and what do you make of what happened?
No, I wasn't. It was a group decision as a player, as should be. And then it's three difficult things to manage. So in one side there is club values, and I think always all of us can agree that for us is not even any issue. But then you have religion, and that is something that we have to respect, because it's also our values to respect the other opinions. And then you have the third thing is the group thing. So I will not let news alone. So we are a team. It doesn't matter. The majority of the players believe in one thing, but they saw one guy alone, and they said that let's be together. So it's three things that we have to manage and to respect. So it's a hard issue to address, but I think we did it in the good way. Is not this club represent that we need to respect everything, but we also have to respect the religion. Not news is not easy. It's different culture. So was the decision of the players.
Discussions ahead of next year, there's a campaign every year. Do you think you'll have to just make sure that's all under?
No, we will address at the time when the time comes. We will see, but it's a really hard decision. But there is no doubt what this club believes and fights for.
Manchester United fans, it's a crucial weekend as the Red Devils take on Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. After a tough midweek loss to Arsenal, Ruben Amorim's team is looking to bounce back and climb up the Premier League table. First up, some team news. Head coach Ruben Amorim has confirmed that Johnny Evans will miss the match as he's still not back in training. The experienced centre-back has been key this season, making 11 appearances, but Hez now set to miss his third straight game due to an unspecified issue. Victor Lindelof has returned to training after recovering from a groin problem sustained during the November international break, but he won't feature on Saturday either. Luke Shaw also remains sidelined with a hamstring injury. On a brighter note, Lisandro Martinez and Kobbie Mainoo will return to the squad after serving suspensions during the 2-0 defeat to Arsenal. Their presence will be a big boost for Amorim, who now has more options to choose from as United aim to rediscover their winning form. United's recent results have seen them drop to 13th in the table, 7 points behind fourth-placed Manchester City. Despite the challenging position, Amorim remains optimistic about the team's progress. It's a very competitive league. One result can change everything. We need to stay calm, keep doing the work, and focus on improving. Amorim highlighted the team's inconsistency, pointing to both positives and areas for improvement. While United cruised past Everton 4-0, the manager admitted there's still work to be done, especially as the squad adjusts to his preferred 3-4-3 system. We're improving in some areas, but it takes time. In 1 week, 3 games can change everything: our image, perception, and league position. Consistency in training and focus is key. Looking ahead to Nottingham Forest, the visitors have been a surprise package this season with a solid defensive setup and dangerous counter-attacking play. United's defence, led by Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire, will need to stay sharp to handle Forest's attacking threat. It's all to play for this weekend. Can Manchester United deliver a much-needed win and start climbing the table? Let us know your score predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Manchester United fans, it's redemption time. Ruben Amorim's side suffered a setback midweek with a 2-0 loss to Arsenal, but they have a golden opportunity to bounce back this Saturday as Nottingham Forest visits Old Trafford. The defeat at the Emirates was tough to take. Arsenal's clinical set-piece routines handed Amorim his first loss in English football, and while it was expected to be a challenge, the performance left United fans wanting more. Now, a win against Forest in Saturday's late kick-off could turn things around and lift the team's spirits. The good news is injuries are easing up for United. While a few defensive absentees remain, Amorim has a stronger squad to work with as he continues to refine his preferred starting 11. Here's how Manchester United could line up against Nottingham Forest under Ruben Amorim's 3-4-2-1 formations. Goalkeeper Andre Onana. Despite conceding 2 against Arsenal, Onana made some impressive saves to maintain his solid individual form. Centre-backs Matthijs de Ligt, Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez is back after suspension, adding strength to the backline, while Maguire may get the nod again as Lainery Euro is eased back into action after injury. Right midfielder Amad Diallo was electric in last weekend's 4-0 win over Everton and should retain his spot on the right flank. Central midfielders Kobbie Mainoo and Manuel Ugarte returns from suspension to offer defensive stability, allowing Ugarte to regain form after a mixed performance against Arsenal. Left midfielder Diogo Dalot could take on a more offensive role on the left after Tyrell Malacia struggled midweek. Right forward Bruno Fernandes back in his preferred advance role. Fernandes will be key to unlocking Forest's solid defence. Striker Joshua Zirkzee. After a brace against Everton, Zirkzee could lead the line again as Rasmus Højlund struggles to find form. Left forward Marcus Rashford, left out of the starting lineup midweek, is expected to return. With 3 goals in his last 2 starts under Amorim, is unlikely to be benched again. But don't underestimate Nottingham Forest. They've been one of the surprise packages this season, combining defensive resilience with swift counter-attacks. United's defence will need to stay sharp, particularly against Chris Wood, Forest's main threat up front. The stakes are high. Can Ruben Amorim guide Manchester United to a much-needed win and start climbing back up the Premier League table? Let us know your thoughts and score predictions in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.